We appreciate your continued support on the channel, and today we'll be talking about Cathie Wood's caution about Tesla stock in the upcoming weeks. Put on your seatbelt, click like and click subscribe. Now let's begin this video. As the CEO and CIO of ARK Invest, Cathie is one of the most well-known stock analysis specialists in the world today. She also predicts that things will get worse in the stock market over the next weeks, which is rather pessimistic. You should start getting ready right away if you haven't already. Hopefully she is mistaken. Tesla stock is among the best investments in the robotics and autonomous technology ETF. Additionally, it is the second most valuable holding in the ARK Innovation ETF and the fourth most valuable holding in the ARK Next Generation Internet ETFF. The funds have around $911 million worth of Tesla shares, or 1.3 million shares. The broad tax sell-off caused this holding to drop from a peak of roughly 5.6 million shares, which allowed Wood to profit quickly. However, because of the latest Tesla stock split, ARK now holds more than 1 million shares. We believe that we will emerge from the current recession in 2023, even though many economists and strategists have resisted the idea that we are in one and believe the U.S. will enter one next year, she said. We believe a recession is underway. She went on to warn that supply chain interruptions and geopolitical risk had caused inflation to be higher than expected. In addition to Russia's invasion of Ukraine, one issue is the supply chain, which makes it difficult for economists to accept that it has taken longer than 2 years. Naturally, we were unprepared for inflation to become such a significant problem, but it has helped us prepare for deflation. We think a significant contraction in inventories is currently underway, she continued, though we don't think it will be anything like the financial crisis and general recession that happened in 2008 and 2009 in nature. It will be more typical. According to a 2008 analysis by the Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco, the average duration of a U.S. recession from the mid-1940s to 2007 was 10 months, with the longest recession lasting only 16 months. To gauge inflation, the Consumer Price Index increased by 8.6%. The fastest growth from a year ago occurred in May compared to December 1981. Wood argues that the historic lows in emotional data demonstrate how quickly rising prices are felt by consumers. According to Wood, innovation endures economic downturns. She cites the market as a whole, which is more likely to be impacted by the cycle, having stronger growth rates as evidence of this propensity and the present trend toward growth companies. The well-known investor had a difficult 2022, ranking among the worst losers of the year due to her game-changing technology darlings. With rising interest rates, the flagship active fund ARK Innovation ETF has seen a 52% decline. It has also dropped 66 points from its 52-week peak. The fund gained 13.2% in July despite suffering large losses this year. According to FactSet data, the fund dropped more than 5% on Tuesday, extending its loss for the year to almost 49%. It is evident from these financial reports that a recession is happening right now. The fact that we believe inventories are driving this recession is evident, in my opinion, said Wood. Spending by advertisers is sharply declining. Advertiser spending on Snap and Meta platforms has obviously dropped. According to recent earnings results from both companies, Target and Walmart have recently issued advisories indicating that carrying excess inventory may make it more difficult for them to make a profit this year. Nevertheless, Wood claims that the majority of her clients still use her services and that investors are bringing in new money and funds as a means of diversifying their holdings in a collapsing market. Information indicating that ARK earned over $180 million in June. I think that the reason for the inflows is that our clients are diversifying their holdings away from broad-based benchmarks such as the NASDAQ 100. We have a complete dedication to disruptive innovation, stated Wood. A significant issue solver is innovation. U.S. stock indexes have dropped this year as well. Consequently, the NASDAQ composite fell by more than 20% on Tuesday. The S&P 500 has dropped by 13.5%, while the Dow Jones Industrial Average has dropped by about 10%. Although the July CPI report can indicate a flat, minor gain or reduction, Wood believes that inflation will soon start to go down. Throughout her career, gold has shown to be an excellent inflation leading indicator. The news that the price of yellow metals peaked in August 2020 surprised a lot of people. Wood also mentioned the recent drop in energy and copper prices, as well as the drop in oil prices. She added that companies' efforts to get rid of blown-out inventories might result in cheaper prices in the months to come. Wood's assessment of the U.S. economy differs from that of Fed Chairman Jerome Powell, who stated in June that he doesn't think the country is in a comparable recession. On the other hand, lagging indications like the job market and inflationary data like the CPI are of greater interest to Powell and the Fed. According to Wood, the Federal Reserve is unlikely to declare the economy in a recession until it has really occurred. Instead, Wood bases her claim that inflationary pressure will decrease and the economy would keep contracting on recent economic statistics. These are all signs that the rate of inflation is about to drop. There will probably be some deflation and a large decrease, Wood predicted. The ARK Invest flagship fund has reached its bottom, and conditions could be ideal for a fair period of future recovery. Since growth stocks are the new leaders after the conclusion of a recession, they will generally perform better when the bear market ends. WE seem to have bottomed out within the last day or two. A month or so prior to the historic lows of the S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100, ARK's flagship fund hit its bottom. May 12th of this year, as per our main approach, that's a promising sign that things could be improving. This would be wonderful news for our investors, as their flagship fund has dropped by about 70% from its peak in February 2021. But Wood's earnings in an SEC probe can potentially put him in danger. Several of her best investments, such as Coinbase, Roku, and Teladoc, saw large declines a few weeks ago. And with that, that is Cathie Wood's forecast for the next few weeks. How do you feel? Tell us in the space provided for comments below. Additionally, click the subscribe button if you'd want to see more videos similar to this one. Remember to leave a like. We appreciate your time, and we'll see you in our upcoming video.